Hey guys, how's it going? I assume everybody at this point who is a fan of zombies has already seen the reveal trailer for Black Ops Cold War, and I'll just be, the first to say that it was fantastic. It was everything that I hoped it would have been, and it looks great from that visual representation that they put together right there. Now, that is completely different from what we will see in game, but hopefully they're on a similar plane of being both awesome and exciting, just as much as the trailer was. I want the gameplay to reflect off that trailer of how good it looked. Now, to the question. Can Call of Duty Cold War Zombies fix the upsettingness of Black Ops 4 Zombies? Now, that's probably going to be really easy in this sense, but there's always a chance that Black Ops Cold War could fall short just like Black Ops 4 did, and that's probably the most saddest thing that's ever happened to zombies is when Black Ops 4 it fell so short so fast, and it just became so uninspired very quickly. Now, the problem with how Black Ops 4 fell short is pretty simple, honestly. The maps were too similar to old ones. They couldn't let go of this feeling that there needed to be so much fan service, and that really carried over from Revelations and started to reflect with Blood of the Dead, Tag Duran Toten, Alpha Omega. Those maps were just way too similar to previously successful maps, and I feel like that's what they were trying to ride on, and it didn't really go as they planned it to. The perk system was absolutely horrible. I hope we never see something like that again. They tried to go too advanced, too fast. The way to keep it was similar and simple, and they learned it the hard way. Nothing was really memorable about Black Ops 4. The characters weren't really memorable, and it really seemed like they were trying to rush to put this story to rest. I know that sounds horrible, but I feel like they just didn't want to work on this chaos story at all anymore after the failure of Voyage of Despair. They just really wanted to put it down. Same with the Aether storyline. They really were just running it dry, bleeding it dry. They were running out of things to do with it. I know that's really hard to do with something that's infinite, but they really were just, it was its time to go. Aether storyline, it was time for it to finish up. It had an excellent run, but it is always time for something new. And you could say, oh, the last time they did something new, Chaos storyline happened, and look at that piece of shit. I know, it was horrible, but I have hope this time around. I have so much more hope than I have ever had when Black Ops 4 launched. I am more excited for Black Ops Cold War Zombies than Black Ops 4 Zombies. It is by a mile. Now, not to say that all of Black Ops 4 was absolutely horrible and unplayable. 9 was actually a fantastic map. I actually love that map. It's probably the best map in Black Ops 4, if I had to say, and the most memorable, to be honest. If I did go back to play Black Ops 4 for some reason, that would be the map I would play. Now, everything else, just completely forgettable and unmemorable, and I just want to move past the actions that happened in Black Ops 4. Everything about it just needs to be forgotten, and their main focus needs to be Black Ops Cold War 100% of the way for this yearly rotation of Call of Duty. Zombies is what's going to keep people coming back. The campaign, sure, I love a good campaign, and I have a feeling this campaign is going to be really damn good. I can't wait to play it. Multiplayer looks pretty fun. I'll probably play it for, a few days, and then after that, it'll probably drift away from me. Also, just for the record, Black Ops 2 multiplayer is probably the best multiplayer out there, and nobody can argue that against me, as it's already been scientifically and factually proven that it is the best, way better than Modern Warfare 2 will ever be. Shut up, you fanboys, no one likes you. But zombies is where people are going to keep coming back for more, because it's just such a simple concept, yet can be adapted and changed in multiple ways to make it more entertaining, fun, and it's a great co-op mode for people to play, and that's why people love zombies so much. The simplicity. Black Ops 4 tried to go too advanced on us, too many things to do, too many things to look at. The HUD, holy crap, I don't even gotta explain how bad the HUD was. If Cold War has a better zombies HUD, I'm already sold. But let's get to how Cold War can be much better than Black Ops 4. And this honestly starts off by just simply not being the same. Black Ops Cold War needs to adapt and be unique in its own way. Needs to have its own identity, is what I'm trying to say. Black Ops 4 really tried to have the gloriness of Black Ops 3 in it, but it just didn't simply work. Now, Cold War needs to forget about all past Black Ops installments and just simply needs to be its own thing. They can't really rely on old glory days of what Black Ops 3 used to do. Cold War needs to have its own ideas and its own unique features. That is the first step to being a good installment. Now, the next thing is to have communication with the community. I feel like through this series of Black Ops 4, the community dev team did not really even feel like they were talking to us. They kind of feel like they were just pumping things out on their own, with forgetting things that they really promised the community, like factions. I don't even have to talk about factions, how they just completely forgot about that for years and years. The next thing that they really need to improve on is the maps. The maps are what really make a zombies map. They have to be interesting, they have to be fun, they have to have a sense of verticality and a sense of replayability to them. Replayability is the most important thing when it comes to a zombies map. Will you do something different the next time, or will you keep doing the same thing over and over again? Which is fine, but I always want to change, and I always want to play the next map differently. That is what I look for. Another thing that they need to focus on is seasonal content for zombies. They need to kind of bring in that element they have in multiplayer, where there's seasons to it. Zombies needs a sense of seasons to it as well. Rotating rewards, rotating features, and rotating ideas. I feel like that would be a good start, and that would bring in a lot of new ideas that we probably haven't seen before, not even in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was really kind of scratching the surface, may I say, with what they could do for seasonal content. They kind of, towards the end, tied it to the multiplayer battle pass, but at that point Black Ops 4 was already dead and gone. There was really no point in playing the game anymore, which is kind of sad to say, but it was true. And I don't want to see something like this happen to Black Ops Cold War, as I am really excited to play this game. I actually cannot wait for it to come out, and I would really hate to see this game fall short like its predecessor did. The last and final thing I want to talk about is this progression system that they've been talking about, how it ties to the whole game. Now, I absolutely do not have a problem with this. This is actually probably the best thing about zombies right now, is that progression is tied throughout the entire game, and that is something I love to see, connecting all the main modes of a game together to be one. Since they are tying all these three together, that means that all three of them need to be taken care of in the same way, as when they add new things to multiplayer, they're going to add new things to zombies. With campaign, that's a little difficult. You can't really add too many things to campaign, but you never know. Since zombies is going to be treated fairly this time, probably the same as multiplayer, I'm hoping that the updates and the seasonal content will drop at the same time as the multiplayer content updates. Black Ops 4 kind of did this in a way, but mainly it was for the multiplayer. Zombies only got like one gauntlet, and that was really it. That was not enough to keep people coming back. It was honestly kind of sad to see a seasonal update for Black Ops 4, and an entire page was dedicated to multiplayer, and you had this teeny weeny little bullet point at the bottom saying they added a gauntlet to 9. Thank you very much for that. I loved that gauntlet from 9. They need to be more, and they have to give more this time around if they want the community to stay longer than they did for Black Ops 4 and not turn the game into an absolute joke. This is what we can only hope for. This is what we can only pray for. When the real thing comes out, that's when the real deal happens. And that is not too far away. We are almost approaching 30-day countdown to Black Ops Cold War. This is the make or break point for zombies. This game, Black Ops 4, was kind of cracking the ice. Right now, it is almost shattered. And if we can do this, and if the community can come together and just believe in this game, and Treyarch can deliver, I feel like the zombies community will be back to its former glory days when it was with the release of Black Ops 3. That is something we can only hope for. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and trust me, there's going to be a lot more zombies stuff coming down the pipeline soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.